On this call, what you're gonna see is I'm gonna share with her 3 key things that make a man go absolutely crazy when dealing with women. These will destroy your relationship if you don't fix these 3 things. I'm about to take you into a live coaching call that I did with a woman who has been struggling in the department of intimacy. And this was about our second call. I kind of noticed that everything was about the man's problem. And so coincidentally, there was 3 separate men she's been with long term, and all of them coincidentally had the same problem. And as a coach, I found that to be very suspicious. Part of a coach's job is to really figure out what's really going on. Now, obviously guys have to do their part, but it takes 2 to tango in a relationship. So if you are finding yourself that your relationship isn't passionate, it's not working, or you keep going through breakups, it's probably you. So check this video out. I think it can bring you a lot of value, and let me know in the comments what resonated with you.
So much of what we've talked about today has been what you need from a man. And I get it. We all need to have our needs met. But how about what a man needs from you? Have you ever even considered that? You're telling me all the men you've dated are selfish, but I could reflect that back to you and saying, you've been selfish. Not one time in this conversation have you even considered the thought of what you need to bring to the man. Maybe, just maybe, that's why you've had issues in this area. So I want to give you 3 guiding principles. It's called the 3 C's that you can use for the rest of your life to guide you in your relationship. This is what men need from women. And it's so simple, but most women, they really don't embody these principles. The first one, the first C is do not criticize him. Do not, another way to say criticize is coach. Men don't want to be coached. We know what the fuck we need to do. Our whole life is a battle. We don't want to come home and be criticized for every tiny little thing. My ex used to always do this with me. She would criticize me about the house not being clean. I'm like, I'm running a fucking $1 million business and you're worried about the dishes being in the sink? How about you come home and celebrate the fact that I just added another $10,000 a month to the bottom line of my business? She didn't want to see that. So I felt like she didn't love me, and she did love me, but I took that as, you don't even appreciate this. You're just trying to criticize and you're trying to coach me and you think I should be a certain way. A true masculine man will never give up his freedom. And if he does, he's given it to you. Masculine men, we're freedom driven. And if we feel like we have to change who we are to please you, number 1, you won't even respect us if we did that. And number 2, it's disempowering to our core energy. Remember this for the rest of your fucking life. No more coaching, no more criticizing. Now, does that mean he just gets away with murder? No, but it's a healthy conversation. It's not like, do this, I want you to do this, and you should be this way. It's like all in the way it's delivered. And number 2, and I kind of hit on it in number 1, is controlled. Masculine men are driven by freedom, so much so that they will die in the name of serving their country, in the name of serving their family, in the name of serving God. Literally die, lose their life for frickin' freedom. That's masculine energy. And that's why we love men. They're heroes. They literally will risk their lives to serve their people, their country, their God. How beautiful is that? And so many women, because of their own fears, their own insecurities, they try to control the men they're with. They try to literally hold them back from chasing their dream, from doing great things in this world, out of their own fears, like, oh, what if he finds another girl, or whatever it might be. But a masculine man will not be controlled. He may give up control, but remember, he's giving it up. You're not actually controlling him. He's letting you control him. That's the difference. You don't believe me? I loved my ex more than any person I've ever met in my life. I loved her more than my own mother. And when COVID hit, we had a conversation, and I said, look, I cannot stay in LA much longer. Maybe a year, maybe 2 years. And I was like, I'm down to move. We got to get out of here. These are the options. The option was Texas. Another option was potentially Michigan, maybe Florida. So we landed on Texas. I was like, I'm cool with that. I just need my freedom. And this state has tyranny. And I put a deadline and I said, look, this is when I'm moving. I want you to come with me. And we kind of put in this little plan for her to quit her job and whatnot. And when the date came, she wasn't ready. And guess what? I was. I wasn't gonna give up my freedom for love. That's not what a man does. Like I said, a man will die for his freedom. You take that away from a masculine man, he feels like his life's fucking meaningless. Why do you think so many conservative men love Florida and Texas and these things? Because they're masculine. They want freedom. They're terrified of losing their fundamental values of life life and what makes them a man and what makes this country so beautiful. But yet so many women want to try to control that. And like I said, you can't control a masculine man. He can give up control. But if you can control him, you won't even be turned on by it. You don't want that. You think you want that. You think you want to change him and mold him, but that's not actually what you want. That's not what you're really attracted to. You want a man that's so fucking firm in who he is, you can't control. And that will drive you wild in a good way. And that's what you want. But if a man just lets you fucking mold him into your version of what's good in him, that's not a fucking man. That's a little boy. You're being a mom instead of being a partner. And the third one, being closed. And this is where you're energetically closed off to his masculinity, closed off to his love, closed off to his leadership because of, again, your own fears, your own insecurities. And you say, well, he's not worthy enough for me to open to. I get that. Not all men are worthy of that. I think he does have to earn that a bit. But if you're in a relationship, he's already earned that. If you're close to a man, there is nothing more energetically ugly to a man than that. You can be the most physically beautiful girl and be energetically closed and he's not turned on by you. This has happened to me countless times. I'm on a date, beautiful women, 10 out of 10. You know, I'm kind of in an interesting position in life where I've kind of been through the hierarchies of dating and seen the world in big and small scopes. And some of the most physically beautiful women, zero attraction to me because I can feel they're closed. They're energetically blocked, and I can pierce through that wall if I want to because I understand what's happening, but I don't always want to. I want a girl who will naturally open to me or be open to me, and that turns me on like crazy. It turns every man on like crazy. He literally can't control it. That's why I made a post like a month or so ago, and I said the most beautiful thing about a woman is not what her physical appearance looks like or what her body looks like, but her smile. There's something in a woman where she lets down that guard, she opens up that feminine energy and it's radiance, and it comes through her smile, it comes through her eyes, her openness. And when a woman does this to any man, myself included, you can't fucking control yourself. You're just like, God, I just want to take care of you. I just want to love you. I want to get to know you. I want to find out all about you. I want to fucking serve you. And you pull out that masculine in him by being open instead of closed. So those are the 3 C's you got to remember for the rest of your life. No coaching, no criticizing. Do not try to control him, and do not close to him. You do those 3 things, your entire relationship life will absolutely fucking transform in every single category. I promise you.